welcome to How to Homestead. I'm Scarlett. Today I'm out in the coop and I am holding one of my little roos. This is a little rooster. He's only about 5 months old. This little roo wants to get down. In fact, down on the ground. All the chickens are here. They want to come in and hang out on Russell's hay over there. On the other side over here is where the chickens actually live, back there, and behind this big wooden door is where they sleep. So it's like kind of like their living room versus bedroom, and then outside is where their run is going to go. Now today I want to talk about frostbite. Frostbite is really important. It's something that you want to consider if you live anywhere at all where the temperatures go below freezing and you get snow. Move, little silkies, come on, door's opening. Straw is a perfect option because it will absorb the moisture really well. Hay will also absorb the moisture, but not as well as straw. But depending on what you have, either will work. Ooh, we have lots of eggs. Some people like to use wood chips. That's also okay, although there are a few types of wood chips that aren't particularly good for your chickens. Now this is what the coop looks like in the morning. Pretty matted down, and it's all really quite nasty. I either can take this out completely and toss it outside and let them play and use it and such, and go through it and compost it, or I can fluff it up and turn it over. Depending on the temperature, if it's below 0, I would definitely fluff it up because all the poop is dry. It's going to be, it's frozen, so it's going to drop down to the bottom, you know, well fluffed. The fluffer the bedding, the more moisture the bedding is going to be able to absorb, and that's really key. Now the next thing is ventilation. This little coop, this little tiny coop area has a wee crack way up here on this top board. It has a wee crack between the door and the top, which is about 2 or 3 inches. And so the moisture can escape there. And then the coop itself, well, is definitely not airtight by any means. And the moisture can escape all the way across the top, going all the way around this little barn area. Now your third thing to consider is heat. Do not heat your coop unless you have really small chickens, and in which case you probably want to keep them in your house or in your garage. But if you heat your coop, you're adding to the temperature, which means you're adding to the moisture in the air. Now another thing to consider is the size of your perch. Down here, most of my birds are really small, so we have a pretty tiny little perch. It's about 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inches in diameter. And it's important to consider the size of your birds and the size of your perch, because their little hands, they're going to want to sit on their hands. So if their hands are going around a perch, the bottom of their hands or the bottom of their toes are going to be exposed to the temperature. Whereas if you have a large perch, so their hands are almost flat, their bodies can sit on top and snuggle in. All their little feathers and stuff will snuggle in there, and their feet, their toes won't get frostbite. So back here in this section, there's absolutely no water in there. But at night, because they do need something in the morning, because I'm not out here at obviously 5 or 6 in the morning, what I do is I take a nice container and fill it with fresh snow, fresh fluffy snow, and I'll put that in the coop, keeping the water out of their coop during the nighttime and just providing them with a bowl of snow, which is not in their sleeping area at the back, but instead in this open living room area here in the front. You don't want your birds to be eating snow or living off snow permanently. That would be a very bad idea. It requires a lot more calories. It lowers their body temperature. It makes them cold. If they're cold and they don't have enough calories for the day, they're going to be more susceptible to disease or parasites. So you want to keep them really healthy. You want to give them fresh water daily, preferably fresh warm water daily, and not just water that has a heater in it, because that water can become really dirty really quickly, and the constant kind of warmness of that water, if it's not fresh, is actually a really great place for bacteria to thrive and develop. So if you see any frostbite on your birds, on their combs or on their wattles, something that you can do in the evening is you can put coconut oil onto the combs on the top of their head or their wattles here on the sides of their faces, and that will help prevent the moisture from sitting there and creating frostbite. If your birds have black spots or brown or red spots on their combs, do not try to remove them. That would be very painful, and it may actually cause more of a problem. Thanks for watching. See you later. Toodaloo.